What to do when you're stuck. So here's a situation. You're at home, it's getting late, you have to finish your math homework, but you are stuck on example number 7 and you don't know how to do that example. You asked your parents, but parents don't really know how to help you. You might have called a friend or two and they don't really know how to help you. So what are you going to do to help yourself get unstuck? There are 4 resources to help you when you're stuck. The first one is the odd answers. If you're using the electronic book, this would be found in the resources file, or if you're using a physical textbook, this would be in the back of the book. They're the pages that have green on the edge. Another thing that you could look at is the examples from the textbook. A third resource for you is Hot Math. And a final resource for you is your notes. You can go back to your notes from class and look at those examples, and maybe those will help you. If you tried all of these resources and you can't seem to figure out how to do number 7, then that's one of those examples that you should come to class ready to ask me about. So let me show you how these 4 resources work. The first one that you have are the odd answers in the back of the book. You should have a folder, if you're using the electronic version of your textbook, you should have a folder, and it should be called 7th grade math text. And if you open it up, there's each one of the different chapters. I'm going to look at chapter 1 on integers. So if you see here, there's one file that's the actual chapter, and there's a second file right here named references. I'm going to open that one up, and I'm going to look for the pages that have green on the edge. And if yours doesn't open like with this mini preview over here on the side, you just have to click over here and make sure that that you have a check mark next to thumbnails. So I'm going to scroll over here on the edge. The purple pages are the glossary. And here we have the green pages. So what you need to do is match up the lesson that you're doing. Maybe you're working on lesson 1-1. You'll see that here are all of the odd answers right here for lesson 1-1. It's really important to make sure that you match it up with the lesson right here or the page numbers. And that's how you find the odd answers in the back of the book. The second thing that you could use to help you is you could go to the examples from the textbook. So I'm going to open up the chapter on integers. And let's say that, again, we're working on this first lesson. And here's explaining the lesson and the different types of problems that you're going to work through. Here's example 1 and 2. Here's example 3. Here's 4 and 5. And those are all the lessons. So now you're probably working down on a page like this that has examples on it and you're trying to do your homework. So if you notice this little chart over here on the side, if you're working on questions 11 through 20, this section right here, it's telling you to go look at examples 1 and 2. And what that means is, let's say we're working on number 11 right here. We need to write an integer for each situation. I'm going to scroll up here until I get to these examples right here, examples 1 and 2. See how this direction, write an integer for each situation? That's the same set of directions as the direction for number 11. So if you take a look at these examples that are done out here, this might help you figure out how to do example number 11. The third resource for you is Hot Math. So you're going to go to my website, tinyurl.com/irishmathclass. You're going to click on the links. In here, we have Hot Math. Hot Math is a website that shows you the solutions step by step for each odd example. So we were working in the Course 2 textbook, and we were doing example number 11 on page 82. So I'm going to type 82 right here because that's where you put the page number in. And we were working on example number 11. And here it says, look at the textbook for this problem statement. And then it's going to give you a hint, and it's going to walk you through step by step until you get to the answer. You can also watch a video, you can read the lesson, you can try an activity, and you can ask a tutor. So there's a whole variety of resources here on Hot Math that can help you, but the big thing is that it shows you step by step how to solve the problems. This is a great place to turn when you're stuck. The last place to turn to when you're stuck would be your notes. So those are the notes that we take in class in your notebook. They're usually very similar to the examples from the beginning of the lesson that are right here. They're very similar to these examples right here, and they're going to show you step by step. And in your notes, you should have little reminders on the side to remind you what you should be asking yourself or what you should be watching out for. So your notes is the last place that you could turn to look for help. So to review, there are 4 places to go when you are stuck on your homework. You can look at the odd answers, either the resources file or the back of the book. They're the pages that are green on the side. Make sure you match up the right lesson. You can look at the examples from the textbook. You can go to Hot Math, or you can go to your notes. If you work your way through being stuck that way, you should find that you're not very stuck very often. Good luck!